Hi guys, welcome to Winsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah. I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. Today we are back in the city. As you might be able to see, it's quite warm. It's about 8 o'clock at night and it's probably about 82 degrees, which is the coolest it's been in a couple days, which is delightful. So I am out here planting as many things as I can get done before it gets dark or hot, as it's supposed to be the rest of the week. And today the project that I wanted to bring you along with me is adding some low growing interest to the garden. I managed to get my hands on some Dianthus, which are also known as carnations or pinks. I think I've got about 4 of them, as well as some cat's pajama Nepeta from Proven Winners. The Dianthus actually came from the Lowe's clearance section, which is always a fun place to peruse. I am a regular visitor. And I got the cat's pajamas Nepeta. I've got a really great deal on 3 of them that I couldn't pass up the chance to add it to my yard. They're actually going in the front of my house, which is not a space we spend a ton of time in. So I thought what we would do is get you guys set up, get them planted, then I'll walk you through all the areas that they got added. Okay, we got them all in the ground in one bonus, so let me show you where everything ended up. In the front yard, let's start right here. This is kind of the pathway near one of the crab apples I have. I added this little Dianthus. It is a Scent First Coconut Surprise Dianthus. It's a mounding type. Right next to it I have like a creeping pinks type. Now this one is zones 5, non-hardy in zones 1 through 4. So I'm zone 5 here. It's good. It's only going to get 6 to 10 inches high, so it might not get any taller than that, and about 10 to 12 inches tall. And I thought it in particular looked really pretty. I need some deadheading, but it's got that nice bright red center, and I thought it would look really nice next to this chocolate creeping geranium and sedum, really. And right here's the first of our cat's pajamas Nepeta. It looks like it's right under the iris, but it's actually a little bit further away. There were some tree roots in this area, so it couldn't move forward more than I want. Now this will get 12 to 14 inches tall, so it will definitely poke its way out. It is a zone 3 through 8, so it's very, very hardy. Should do well here. I actually put it in 3 different areas. It's only going to get 12 to 14 inches tall. I'll probably get about 18 inches wide, so I think it'll fill this space up quite nicely. So I have one of them there, one of them here, and the last Nepeta is right there. One of the other Dianthus is planted is right here near the front door. This is also a nice small one. It is a coral reef Dianthus. It is hardy starting in zone 5, so again, okay here. It's only going to get 9 by 9. These 2 right here are white balloon plants that I think might be flowering around the same time as this second rush. I kept this guy to show you. He got knocked off while I was planting him, but he looks very pretty. So I think against the nice green of the boxwood, that'll look good. And here's just a little closer look at where the last cat's pajamas ended up. This is right next to a rose whose name I can't remember quite at the moment. I do have some creeping phlox in here, but it's never done well, so I thought I would see if this could do well. And if that fills up this area, that'd be kind of nice, because that's the beginning of the path that way. Okay, a bonus that I forgot I had, but still want to get planted in this video, is this third poppy right here. I had two Princess Charlotte, I believe, pink poppies. One was the pink poppy, one was not. It was decidedly orange, which, whatever, I like poppies in general, so I'm happy that it was here. I picked up a third one called a fruit punch. This is what the picture looked like, and I popped it there. I'm not sure how well it's going to do there. There is a lot of roots in this area, as you might imagine with the rose, which, by the way, it's finally blooming. This is a Bathsheba rose, is it not glorious? A Bathsheba, David Austin Kleiman rose. This is one of the ones that most of the buds were eaten off, so its first glorious spring flush didn't happen, but I'm glad this is here because they smell so good and they are just so beautiful. But anyway, this, I kind of had to mess with the root ball a little, make it smaller and cram it into the space I had. So I'm not sure if it's gonna live, but I thought I would try. It's got some flowers on it that should go to seed, so maybe it'll seed itself a little bit more. By the way, you may have noticed throughout the yard that I need to do some cutting back of spring annuals, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Okay, then the last two that we're going to talk about are, we were just over there where we planted the poppy, and now I've added a couple more pops of color here. I think I talked about it in a video that I was hoping I could have some more. By the by, it hasn't flowered, but our Charmaine clematis is still looking good, which is always nice to see. But anyway, I did sneak two little Dianthus in here. I really love Dianthus. I think they're such a pretty flower, and I love the little, I guess, gray-green color their foliage brings too. So I'm happy for this little pop in this area. This little small one right here is the smallest one that I'm planting. It is a early bird sherbet Dianthus. It is only going to get 46 inches tall and 46 inches wide. So it is like barely hardy here. So I am hopeful that it survives. It is like, you know, zone 5, so it's non-hardy in -10 to -20, which is zone 4. This is looking a little spent, but you get an idea of the tag, what it'll look like. And this is still looking great. It's got some deadheading, obviously, that I need to do. This is a Scent First Passion Dianthus. It is a zone, it's a zone 5. It's going to get 8 to 12 inches tall and 8 to 12 inches wide, which I think means it'll just fill this space in quite beautifully. This is a penstemon of some kind whose name I can't remember, but it's flowering now and it'll flower again late summer, but I thought that it would be pretty to add some more color. I think I'd also like to get some other textures going. Like I could see myself trying to find some ground cover sedum, like that's pretty, to kind of grow in amongst this. I would love to do something like a sweet woodruff, but I don't want anything in the backyard that has burrs on it and that its seeds stick to dogs like nothing else. I do need to up my ground cover game to help with some of the maintenance. You may have noticed there's some weeds popping up. I've been gone for a little bit, so I need to do a maintenance day for that. But there's never an end to the maintenance you can do in your yard. I think that's probably going to be it for this video. Speaking of maintenance, I'm actually going to go work on my vegetable garden a little bit, but you can see behind me another rose is beautifully in bloom. That is a Gertrude Jekyll. But yeah, I want to try and get as much done while it's cool, and I'm using the term cool loosely because it's, you know, 80-ish degrees, though the humidity has dropped, even though you might not be able to tell that from my face. So thank you so much for spending today with me. I hope you were inspired. I think I did tell you guys that all of the Dianthus I got on the clearance shelf at Lowe's. Anytime I go to Lowe's or my dad goes to Lowe's, we make it a habit just to kind of walk around the clearance and see what's there. a lot of times there's frankly a lot of junk that it's not worth buying. But then you do find things that are glorious that are worth coming home. Sometimes they've just finished blooming. Sometimes they got a little burned. I think that's what happened to these Dianthus. I think they may have been nipped by frost, because I actually bought these up in Ludington where it's been quite cool at night still. And they're still going to bloom well. They're going to do well. And if I have to wait for a year for them to be like fully glorious, that's okay with me. I think they're going to be a welcome add to my yard, because I'm really trying to get some of this low growing edge of the bed stuff in ground covers, as I mentioned. The Cat's Pajamas Nepeta I did pay full price for, but I think I only got them for like $8.50 each, which for proven winners, I'd say they're about a gallon size container. That's a pretty good price. And it was something that I actually had on my list to buy. So I was really happy to scoop up all the ones that they had. In fact, I'd actually like to get some more to add to this wall, because it's got some really good spring low growing, but it could always use some midsummer beauty as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad that you did, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.